With Fender releasing the brand new Tom DeLonge signature guitar, it got me thinking about all the signature guitars that I've fallen in love with over the years, but I've never been able to bring myself to buy, because I've got a weird blockage where I've never really wanted to own a signature guitar, but I fall in love with them all the time because they're just brilliant. So I thought I'd make a list of my top 5 signature guitars. And first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the rules immediately. First, I'm just going to put all pop punk signature guitars into 5th place, because pretty much any time there's a signature guitar that comes out from a pop punk band, I'm immediately in love with it. So this includes all 3 Tom DeLonge signatures, the 2 Fender ones and the 1 Gibson one, the Mark Hoppus Fender bass, Derek from Sum 41, there's his Telecaster signature. In fact, I came really close to owning one of those. I think I got beat by like £1 on an eBay auction, so I almost owned one of those. So already that's one I probably would have bought. Maybe a moment of weakness late at night. And last but not least in this kind of pop punk section is the Pete Wentz bass, and then the Tim Armstrong Hellcat Fender acoustic. That's kind of under, Rancid, I'm going to put that under the punk umbrella, and that can go in that part of this video. So that takes us from 5th place, the pop punk bin. We're going to go to 4th place. Now 4th place comes a little bit out of left field. This is a guitar that I had in stock at the music shop where I work. It's a vintage, the brand vintage V100, and it's a Midure signature, and it's like a gold top Les Paul with a big tremolo on it. Now it's one of the heaviest guitars you'll ever play, but I loved it. I mean, when we had it in stock, I pretty much used it for every demonstration. If someone wanted to try out an amp, or just wanted to try out an electric guitar in general, I took them straight to that guitar. In fact, I remember selling it to like a teenager, and I'd be surprised if he ever was able to play it up, standing up, because it was so heavy. But it played so well, and it sounded great through pretty much any amp. Yeah, so at number 4 is the vintage V100 Midure signature. Midure? I'm not really sure how to say that. I think I've mispronounced it the whole way through. Number 4. At number 3 is a guitar that I was in love with as a teenager. I mean, I used to go on Gibson's website just to look at it, because I was just in love with it. Not so much now, and I wasn't really a fan of this artist's music either. It was Buckethead's signature. Now, I've not really ever listened to a lot of Buckethead, but Buckethead had this white signature Les Paul, which had like a games console button, like off an arcade, like a red games console button that was a kill switch, and 16-year-old me thought that was the coolest thing ever. And I guess there's still a part of me that thinks that's awesome, and I would probably still add it to a guitar collection if it wasn't for me kind of not wanting to own a signature guitar. So that's 3. That's the Buckethead signature Les Paul. At number 2 is a guitar that definitely has to be in this list, because in my stupidity I didn't realise it was a signature for a long time. We used to get the catalogue come through from Strings and Things, and Strings and Things are a company that bring Ernie Ball, they bring all of that kind of stuff into the country, and therefore in their catalogue were the Music Man guitars, and one of the Music Man guitars was this St. Vincent guitar. And I think I didn't really know who St. Vincent was for a long time. I'm completely naive to it, really. You know how sometimes there's a part of your music knowledge that's completely switched off, and for some reason I'd never really been put on to St. Vincent, so I would always see this guitar in the catalogue and I was absolutely in love with it. It's the St. Vincent Goldie. Now I believe there was a version before, but the most recent version is absolutely beautiful, especially in the, and I hope I've attached the right picture, in the cashmere finish with the 3 mini humbuckers. It's just a masterpiece of a guitar, and one I would definitely own. I might be able to make it happen, because I could always pretend that I never found out who St. Vincent was, and I could just have it as a guitar. But number 1 in this list is again a bit of a strange one for me, because if you've watched the whole of this video up until this point, you can probably see that I'm a man of pretty simple tastes. As long as it looks cool and it's easy to play, then it's something that I want to own. But this one is a little bit different. This is again a guitar that was in stock at the music shop where I worked. In fact, it was the last. We used to be a Fender dealer, and it was the last of the Fenders that was left. It was, funny enough, I think it was the hardest to sell because it was a signature. Oh, pardon me, because it was a signature, and I think that's probably where my kind of blockage of buying signature guitars came from. And at number 1, I'm going to have to put the Robert Cray Fender Stratocaster. Now, after all this list, it seems funny to kind of finish with a Stratocaster, but for me, it was the ultimate combination of versatility and simplicity. As someone who pretty much always puts a guitar straight into the bridge position and just rolls everything up to 10, it just sounded amazing, and again could be plugged into anything. But then if I did want to play about with it a little bit with the amps that were in stock and maybe sound a bit more grown up, it had all of that versatility to it. But as someone who doesn't really use a tremolo ever, having a hardtail just, and I guess the warmth that brought to it, not having the trem cut out, that might have just been in my head, but it felt like to me that it was just this perfect mixture of like a solid body and a Strat that hasn't really been matched by something else I've played, funny enough. And being a signature, it didn't really look that unique. Like, I think if you looked at it from across the room, you wouldn't realise it was a Robert Cray signature unless you were really switched on. So for me, that's my favourite signature guitar, and that's my top 5. I mean, a terrible list. I've rambled quite a bit, and number 5 was just every pop punk signature that's ever been created. So maybe not the most organised list you've ever seen, but that's the best thing about YouTube, is I'm hoping I'm now going to learn about more signatures, because I'm hoping someone might trip over this video on their homepage and then moan at me for forgetting their favourite signature, for forgetting their favourite artist's guitar that maybe I don't know about, a bit like the St. Vincent debacle. So yeah, if you've got a favourite signature guitar, please let me know in the comments below. I'm making new videos that will come out every Sunday from now on, so if you enjoyed this, please subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Thank you.